I still remember the exact second my 16-year-old daughter realized her 3 years of Friday night babysitting money, every scraped-together dollar, was gone. She didn't scream. She just sat on the hallway floor, knees pulled to her chest, staring at the bank app like someone had quietly erased her entire future. And when she looked up at me, her voice was so small it barely reached across the carpet. "Dad. Paris is never going to happen." That was the moment I decided their wedding wasn't either. My name is Marcus. I'm 42. I teach history at a mid-sized high school outside Charlotte and referee soccer on weekends to cover the extras, braces that insurance fights, cleats that grow faster than feet, the quiet things no one notices until they're missing. My daughter, Lila, lives with me full-time. Her mother moved to Atlanta after the divorce. She calls on birthdays if the reminder pops up. Lila never complains about it. She just folds the silence into herself like an extra blanket. She's the kid who thanks the bus driver, who apologizes when someone else spills juice on her shoes. I've spent years trying to teach her that kindness isn't the same thing as permission to be used. 3 years ago she decided she wanted to go on the school's Europe program, 10 days walking cobblestone streets in Paris, sketching in cafes, standing in places that make history feel alive instead of dusty. She named her savings account Paris Dream in all caps, no spaces, like a battle cry. Every weekend she babysat the Torres twins, changed diapers, read the same picture book 14 times, came home smelling like baby lotion and apple slices. She tracked every hour in a spiral notebook with careful blue ink. I watched her count the cash on Sunday nights, stacking 20s like tiny victories. I told her the money was untouchable. I meant it. I even left my mother on the account as a backup signer, standard bank advice for minors. Just in case of emergency, the teller said. I never imagined emergency would mean my sister Naomi's engagement photos needed a vineyard backdrop. Last winter, Lila came home from school quieter than usual. She set her backpack down without unzipping it and said, almost casually, "Grandma asked how much I had saved for the trip." I laughed it off. "She's just proud of you." Lila gave me that half smile she uses when she knows I'm lying to both of us. She didn't say anything else. But that night I found her notebook open on the kitchen table. At the bottom of the last page, in very small letters. Grandma says big dreams sometimes wait. February 2nd, 6:12 p.m. I was in the laundry room shaking mud off shin guards when Lila appeared in the doorway. Her hoodie sleeves were pulled over her hands like armor. "Dad." One word. That was enough. She turned her phone toward me. Balance, $412. 3 years. $4,300. Gone. A cashier's check, dated the day before, labeled, transfer to wedding trust. I felt the air leave the room. She whispered, "I went to the bank after last period." The teller said. "Grandma picked it up yesterday. She's still listed." Lila's voice cracked on the last word. She said I could earn it back. That Naomi's wedding is important. I knelt in front of her. The dryer tumbled behind us like distant thunder. "Lila," I said, "this isn't your fault." She looked at me like she wanted to believe it but couldn't find the shape of the sentence anymore. I stood up slowly. "We're going to Grandma's. Right now." My mother opened the door wearing the same soft cardigan she always wore when she wanted to look harmless. "Marcus." "And Lila, sweetheart." Lila stayed on the porch step, arms crossed tight. I held up my phone. The transaction glared back. She didn't flinch. "Oh, that," she said, almost cheerful. "I only borrowed it. Naomi's venue needed the final deposit by yesterday. Non-refundable. You understand." Lila made a tiny sound, like a laugh that forgot how. I asked, very quietly, "Did you ask her?" My mother tilted her head. "She's 16, Marcus. Paris isn't going anywhere. A wedding is forever." Lila stepped forward then. Voice shaking but clear. "I skipped homecoming. I skipped new clothes. I skipped everything. For 3 years." My mother sighed like we were being dramatic. "Family supports family. Naomi has waited long enough." I felt something shift inside my chest, like a lock turning for the last time. I said, show me the receipt. She laughed softly. Don't be ridiculous. I pulled out my own phone. Started recording. Say it again. For the record. Her smile vanished. Stop that. We left. In the car, Lila stared straight ahead. Dad, am I selfish for wanting it back? I gripped the wheel until my knuckles ached. No. You're not. That night I didn't sleep. I opened emails instead. For months earlier, Naomi had been in tears on speakerphone. Venue prices had spiked. Deposits were due. Mom kept calling me, hinting. Lila had overheard one call. Afterward she said, so quietly I almost missed it. Don't fight them, Dad. I don't want to be the reason everyone's mad. So I did what I always did. I fixed it silently. I found the Vineyard venue on Naomi's shared Pinterest board. I called. I paid the entire $29,000 balance myself. Contract in my name. Because I was tired of the guilt trips. Because I wanted one season where my daughter didn't have to shrink. Cancellation window, full refund minus $400 if more than 120 days out. It was February 4th. We were 131 days from the wedding date. At 9:47 a.m. I sent the email. Subject, immediate cancellation, contract #NV0812. Body, confirming full cancellation of June 15, 2026 event. Refund to original card. No explanation. No anger. Just done. At 10:03 the coordinator replied. Refund of $28,600 processing in 7 to 10 business days. I forwarded it to myself. Then I called my mother. She answered on the first ring, already crying. Marcus, what did you do? I said, you were right. Silence. A wedding is once in a lifetime. Another beat. So is a 16-year-old believing her work matters. She started shouting about humiliation, about Naomi's dreams. I waited until she ran out of air. Then I said the only thing left. Return Lila's $4,300 by Friday. Or the lawyer's next letter won't be optional. I hung up. Lila was standing in the hallway, eyes wide. I showed her the email chain. She read it twice. Then she started crying, not the broken sobs from before. Different. Like something heavy had finally cracked open and let light in. 2 weeks later the money was back in Lila's account. She paid the trip deposit herself, fingers trembling on the submit button. Naomi's wedding is smaller now. Different venue. Different tone. My mother doesn't call as often. When she does, the conversation stays surface level. I don't regret drawing the line. I regret how long it took me to see it needed drawing. Lila leaves for Paris in 3 months. She's already packing, small sketchbook, favorite hoodie, the notebook where she used to count every dollar. She keeps it on her shelf now. Not hidden. A reminder that her dreams don't have to wait for permission. If someone took something your child earned with their own hands. If they told you it didn't matter because someone else's moment was bigger. Would you stay quiet? Or would you finally say, no more? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one.